everyone, it's me, Lucca. Today, I'm still trying to complete this chapter of Lucca the Keeley Hero, making videos of this theater scenes for you guys to watch in case there are people in YouTube who don't do that. Wait, what am I looking for? Alright, I found what I'm looking for. Now we can begin. About 5 years ago, I was a young boy when... Huh? What? Even I was a kid once. Right, of course. Anyway, I was a young boy when the Keeley War began. What? There was a Keeley War back then too? Yup, that's right. Did you have a master of your own? Nope. Who was fighting who? What do you think? Light and darkness. Light? There were rulers besides you? There were, but they don't really count. And the darkness? Were there monsters like there are now? Okay, no more questions until I finish my story. Right, sorry. To answer your question, if I had to call them something, monsters would be pretty accurate, but they look like us. Oh, so they were human? I didn't say that. Anyway, the Keeley War dates back to when darkness took that form, and it's still waging as we speak. What? It's still going on? Yes, the battle with darkness never stopped. The Keeley War isn't about to begin. In fact, it might finally come to an end. Darkness is constantly changing shape. It can even hide among humans. That's the reason the war was never able to end. And the coming battle will end the world. Everything will be destroyed. The wielders sent outside will gather light from the now scattered worlds. And with that light, the world will be rebuilt. The world will end and be rebuilt? That's right. You can't erase what lives on in the hearts of children, worlds and their stories, and most of all, light. Of course, you can't erase the darkness either, but you can call it truce. I could go for a nice long break right about now. Maybe I'll kick back for a while. What? You're going to sit back and leave the fate of the world in other people's hands? Why not? That's why I'm having Abba round up the best of the best. They'll start at X being unchained and fulfill their duty through Union Cross. Those wielders will be the cornerstones of the new world. Cornerstones? But they can come home once they're done, right? Well, maybe not all of them. How's it going? Perfect timing. Ephemer just got back, and I was about to ask Ben to go get you two. Skull to fill me in on the situation. Did you figure out what was causing the glitches? Sort of. You see, before the Kile War, Daybreak Town was recreated as Data along with all the other worlds. That's why, even though the worlds were destroyed, they're still connected to Daybreak Town, and we're still able to visit them, or at least their data copies. It's precisely because they're data that a connection from the real world is possible. Precisely because they're data that the connection from the real world is possible. But now, a new world has aggressively forged a connection with this one. My friend and I followed the Darklings there and did some investigating. It looks like that's where the creatures that have been popping up in our world are coming from. Do you think the Darklings guided them here? Most likely, but I can't imagine why. You know, we saw a glitch that looked like Master Ava here in the tower. These glitches, they're showing up in town too. I saw one of Strelitzia. Your sister? Yeah, I came here because I thought you might be able to make some sense of it. According to Ephemer, the residents of the newly connected town are aware that they live in the data world. That got me thinking. We know the monsters from the new world can infiltrate our world. Ben and Skull saw a glitch of Master Ava and Lariam of his sister. We were so sure we were in the real Daybreak Town, but all sign points of this being a data world too. The real Daybreak Town still exists, right? What? Please say Daybreak Town hasn't disappeared. We have no way of knowing right now. I'm fairly confident we were in the real world until this all broke out, at least. So we can't get back? We're stuck here? We thought we had gone back, but it turns out we didn't. Which means we can't go back the usual way. But if you give me a bit more time, I might be able to figure something out. Why is this happening? If I had to guess, there's someone behind all this. That's the only thing that makes sense. I don't know why. But this data world was probably made to be cut off from the real world from the start. There might not even be a reason for it aside from being a means of some other end. We escaped the war only to find ourselves trapped in a cage? Irony at its best. It couldn't have been Master Ava. She gathered us together so she could keep light alive. She shouldn't trick us like that. At this point, we can't be sure of anything. We don't know if Master Ava knew about any of this, or who's responsible for the program. In any case, like I said before, I'm going to become a virus and overwrite it. Where are you going? Downstairs. Do you have a plan? Not yet. I wonder if there's anything written about this. Well, that's all for now. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. Bye!